Hope everybody's doing well. If you haven't figured this out yet, with me, I'm a creature of habit, and so this little pack for the microphone, I normally put everything in the same place after class, and then today there was something different because Jessica taught class, and then I didn't put the pack where I normally do, and I couldn't find it, so I just found it. So we're here. Apologies for being late again. Hey, Nikita, hope you're doing well. Sue. Roz, good evening. Alberto. The PM crew is ready. You guys feeling that one from last night? We really went deep into the sacrum. I could feel it this afternoon. Benjamin was wanting me to push him around in his little car in the yard, and I was like, oh yeah, that's the detox practice last night. So these are the good feelings. Like, it does feel like something shifted in my body. I think the tendency in our minds when something shifts is we think, oh no, but what if something in that part of your body was just stuck? Like the crud and life and emotion just really got in there and just had you locked down. You got to remember your nervous system, through everything that we're going through, switches you over to protection mode, survival mode. And so even if we have this process of releasing, I bet there's still that crud that gets down in there. And so going pretty deep last night, I can feel it. I was just wondering if you guys could feel it at all. Definitely, Roz. You guys hear me okay on the microphone? I know they were saying it was, we've been having some crackles, so I just want to make sure before we get started that I'm not a robot voice tonight, that you can hear me okay. So let me know, and then we'll get started. Yeah, it's good to allow that to express itself in the practice, whether it's work, personal, life in general, the ups and the downs. Thanks, Sue. All right, we got the okay on the sound, so let's go ahead and get started lying down on our back tonight. Hope everybody enjoyed. If you took Jessica's class this morning, I hope you guys are enjoying her practice. I love her practice. And it definitely does something different to my body, which I also love. I love breaking the patterns of the body. And so I try to do that with you guys by never really doing the same class twice. Or if you do come back around on something, it's only, the familiarity that applies. You never can really peg it being exactly the same. So your body is always working through its woven patterns, and then as we love and as we know, this detox. Okay, so let's start with a half, not a full butterfly, but a half butterfly. So it just means you roll to the outer edges of your feet, but you actually let your knees get stuck about halfway down. And the only difference is you're keeping your bum and your glutes wide from the top down. And your lower back, that sacrum that we were working into last night, stays pretty much flat. I have met a student, I know we didn't talk about this last night, but I have met a student who had their sacrum removed. So when you talk about this, it's pretty decent sized bone in most people's body, and she had it completely removed. Best thing for her. And so let's rest the belly as much as you can. Let the hands rest on your belly and kind of hung up here in this this half butterfly pose. It was such an interesting practice last night. I had so much coming in personally that was on my mind with the news we received in California, and cases obviously rising and people suffering, and then what we can do and how we kind of we have to lay out these blanket actions of closing movie theaters and fitness studios and everything that had just reopened. And I was just thinking so much about what a toll and how much we really take as human beings. And it's not just everybody wants to do the right thing, of course, but it's the action, it's the energy, it's what everybody put so much into to get their staffs trained to get over that fear of stepping back out into the world. And we don't lose any of those lessons, but really to continue this uprising as a human being. This can be quite a spiral for a lot of people, and so I just hope that we can call more people to the mat, support more people in the space, whether they're doing the class or just listening to the class, or even you sending them the class from a distance or energetically. Let's keep it here in this half butterfly and transition into a wind relieving pose. Bring your right knee into your chest. Set the hands onto your right shin, more towards the center of the shin. And then you can release your left leg out onto the mat. Hi, Leslie. I'm glad you made it. Or I saw your text, but I couldn't respond because once the phone is being used for the live stream, I can't text. So I'm glad you found the session here. I believe tonight, as we arrive in this practice and in these moments, that we've had plenty of instances in a lifetime of examples that have shown us already how we are all connected much closer and more deeply than your mind may have thought we were. When you start seeing the invisible space around you, and there's so much beauty that can come and through that invisible space. And in yoga, we've always talked about it. We just call it the flow. They call it and think of it as the rays of sunlight that come out of the sun and touch every human being. We've always talked about it. But there's so many instances and examples that are hopefully bringing that reality to fruition in your waking life, and then your actions and your words and what you do in your day, and starts to mesh with it. If you'd like to draw the knee in a little bit closer for the last 30 seconds, you're welcome to do that. Normally we just hover in the weight of gravity, but in this case, to deepen the compression, you can use the strength in your arms. You can keep the face relaxed best you can. And squeeze the knee in for the last 10 seconds or so. Decelerating the movement of the body. You watch it almost centimeter by centimeter as you start to let the knee come away from the chest. The fingers untuck from one another. And with your eyes closed, this is like taking the kink out of the hose. You'll start to feel the water flow through the hose, not only from the hip all the way up and through your entire body and from your chest. It's all collected. You release the kinks and the right leg goes straight, and that leg should feel considerably different than your other leg. And rest here. Enjoy the rebound. Best word in detox ever. Rebound. Feel it. You can take a deeper breath in. Nice little body sigh as you exhale the air out. And then start with your right leg bent in that half butterfly. And then bring your left knee all the way into your chest. So you set it up with your hands on your shins first. Fingers interlace, thumbs cross. And then once you have the hand set, now you can release the right leg. And so it goes out long onto the mat. Or your floor. You can do this practice straight up on a floor. Continue to exist in this state of mind, but if you'd like to use the arms for the last 30 seconds or so, draw the knee in a little bit closer. You're welcome to do that now. Centimeter by centimeter, start to move the knee away from the chest. Unwind the fingers from one another. And then you can release your left leg down onto the mat. And release the kinks from the hose. You feel the left leg, left side of your belly. And rest your arms by your sides. Engage some softness around in your heart. And stillness may really start to make a whole lot of sense, common sense, versus what we've been doing our whole lives and running all over the place as fast as we can. And even when we're going fast, it's not fast enough. It's not good enough. The stillness may make a whole lot of sense. And then maybe we can begin to explore that as the common denominator amongst us as human beings. Whereas we care more about the we than the me. Without moving anything else, just begin to squeeze your bum, firm your bum into the mat. And squeeze it as tightly as you can. And keep the face soft. 5. Squeeze the butt. 4, 3, 2, and on 1, go ahead and soften the glutes. Feel everything drop through the pelvis and back down into your mat. All the way, keep releasing. Great. Bend your legs so that your feet are flat. Roll yourself to any side. And we'll come all the way around so that we're seated, facing atop of your mat, either direction. And once you get seated, lean to the right. And tuck your left foot into the top of your left foot. And your heel is outside of your hip. Right leg hangs out. Keep it relaxed. So if this is really tough on your left ankle, having the top of the foot on the mat, you could always try doing that flexed ankle so the inner edge of your foot is on the mat. Either way, feel it out. Left knee can spread out a little bit wider. And then you're going to start to turn to the right, but lift the back of the heart up first. And so you kind of roll down with length onto your right forearm. And left shin stays heavy. So our primary sensation, top of your left thigh. So if you're not getting it, adjust your knee a little bit wider and set into your shin. Some of you, not most of you, but some of you will have to go back onto both elbows to even feel it in your left thigh. But if you're like me and you can already feel it, and get your forearm set, and then let your head rest over your right shoulder, and so you're getting a secondary sensation in the scalene muscles in your neck. You fall into a moment here. You are allowed to fall into the moment. In so many ways, that's what our practice has been doing for us for the last hundreds of days, whatever it's been. And saying it's okay to be here, to be in this moment. It's even deeper and to relate within yourself and through more stillness. Stay with it. Soften around the mind, the intensities that can rise from body to mind. About one more minute. If you did go all the way down to both elbows, you can go really slow. If you bring your chin closer to your chest, and that'll help so that you don't compromise your low back, and then start to make your way back up onto your hands and your right palm. And then from your you can reach back and untuck your left foot. And your left leg release out in front of you. You're going to stay up, put a little bend to your knees. And hands run down the shins. And rest onto your ankles. You can take a little sigh and let your head fall in a very gentle forward fold. And gentle forward fold like this can be very, very relaxing. Nice and wavy into your mind, into your thoughts. And feel it as you start to release the compression from the front of your spine. As you roll yourself up, blink the eyes. And keep them open and to the left, and then we'll set up and tuck your right leg. And so the heel's beside the hip. And left leg stays out and relaxed. Make any adjustments in your right foot. And the target is to get a sensation on the top of your right thigh, your quadricep. And primarily, you might get a little bit into your hip flexors, but that upper part of your quadricep. You lift up through the back of the heart as you turn your chest to the left. And then slide down onto your left elbow, left forearm. If you're feeling it, great. If you need to stay for a bit and then explore going a little bit further onto both elbows or down onto your back, you're welcome. You're welcome to go there. If you're staying up on the elbow, you get the benefit of a secondary neck stretch. You let your head fall over your bottom shoulder. If you have any more room, like to go a little bit deeper. Got about 1 more minute on this side. Chin closer to your chest. And from your elbows, start to make your way back up to your palms. And go slow. As you lean to the left, you can untuck, reach back with your right hand. And untuck that right leg. And eventually, when you make it to your bum, we're going to do that little soft spread of the knees. It just gives us a little bit of room. Hands and slide down the shins towards the ankles. We're not pulling. We're just setting hands on ankles. And then very gentle forward fold. You can begin to roll yourself back up through your spine. And we'll lie all the way down onto your back. And set up for a twist once your shoulders are down. Bend your legs, feet flat. And take your right leg, cross it over your left leg. And hips to the right, and bring your knees down to the left. And so as your pelvis rolls, your shoulders stay still. You can take your arms out for a little bit more. Cover more ground, distribute your weight evenly across your arms and your shoulders as you let your pelvis turn to the left. And you may find yourself a bit deeper in a twist than you normally go based on what you've done with your body thus far. We realize that what we do in the moment does have a considerable effect on what we feel and how we process our lives and through our bodies and our minds and our hearts going forward. What you're doing right now does matter a lot. It's actually the only thing that matters. You ever notice, for the most part in detox, your mind accepts that your body is getting exactly what it needs, but how could it get there when it had no idea where this practice was going to go before you started? And yet so many times your mind goes, this is exactly what my body needs right now. can take a deep breath or two while you're in the twist. And then anywhere through the next 30 seconds or so, whenever you're ready, you can patiently unwind your twist and feel the release and the rebound in Shavasana, please. If you're not there yet, still go slow, but meet us in Shavasana with your legs long. And you can adjust your arms, reset your hips, reset your shoulders. I mean, somehow I know we're not actually physically or getting taller, but it feels, like last night when I said this may be the most expanded sense that you've ever had. And this may be one of those moments in where you feel the extra length and the draw out as you land here in this rebound. Honor your stillness. And when you're ready, we can come into the other side. We'll all end up there, so as much as you may have always thought in life you needed to be the first one there, you can certainly be the last one there. It's okay. We're all going to end up there anyways. You see your legs are bent, and then left leg over your right leg. And scoot your hips to the left a little bit. And then let your knees roll down to the right. And so we're not hooking the arms or the hands. We're opening the arms and distribute the weight evenly across your shoulders and letting the pelvis turn to create the twist through the spine. without forcing it. Take a few deeper breaths in your twist. And reminder, we're all going to end up there anyway, so embellish your stillness, and when you are ready, as slowly as you can, and unwind from this twist. As you set to settle and the left leg uncrosses, you can release both of your legs out onto your mat. And bring your arms down by your sides, make any adjustments, reset your hips, and reset your shoulders. And let yourself open up in length tonight. As you land, release the jaw. Close the eyes. It's good to be here. And feel it amongst all of us, scattered across the globe. And there's a thread that connects my stillness to your stillness, and we're covering the entire world right now with this blanket of stillness, with what we move through in our bodies, and to decompress some of this heaviness and anxiety and fear. You've got the whole world covered. And because you're here. Please, please take your time. It's another beautiful moment on a beautiful evening, and I hope it sends you into a nice and deep sleep and rest that we all need. Rest and sleep, so important, so I hope you're getting it. Hydrate. And take care of yourselves. And let this energy take care of all of us. And I thank you all so much for sharing the breath in your practice tonight. See you tomorrow morning for flow. And tomorrow evening once again for detox. Namaste.